So you want to play MMORPGs, but before you even get into the genre, there are a bunch of terms and words and stuff you don't know about. Well, in this new series, I'll be answering those questions and explaining those terms to you, so you can start wasting the next years of your life on a game that you'll most likely hate in the end. Welcome to the MMORPG genre. Today's subject is Action Combat versus the Tap Target System. Action Combat and Tap Target systems, as the name kinda suggests, they're about the combat system in MMOs. The Action Combat system is the much newer version, while the Tap Target is the OG style of combat in MMOs. Both have their pros and cons, and both have their own fans. Let's start with the Tap Target system. In the Tap Target system, targeting is done by the game itself. You just click a key on your keyboard and it targets the closest enemy, and you start casting your spells. Misses and dodges are calculated by the stats you have, and those stats are most likely affected by the gear you have. In Tap Target system, combat is tied to your spells, which you'll have on your hotbar. So the cons of the system is people think it's an outdated system and doesn't feel as engaging as the Action Combat system, where you have to do all the work, whether it's dodging or aiming the right shot. Here are some games that use the Tap Target system. World of Warcraft, FF14, Lord of the Rings Online, Star Wars The Old Republic. So for the Action Combat system, it's based on the game's physics. You have all the control. If you want to dodge a spell coming at you, you have to jump somewhere out of that spell's range. If you want to attack something, you have to aim and attack. No locking to targets at this one. As it's a dynamic system, movement plays a big role. You can't just stay in the same spot. You have to dodge and get close to your opponent to attack it. And here are some games that use the Action Combat system. New World, Elder Scrolls Online, Black Desert Online, and lastly Tera. Tera is a game highly praised by the Action Combat fans, but sadly the game is no longer with us, but maybe you can find some private servers to try the game. So, most people don't like the Tap Target system because they think it's a less skill-intense way of combat, where you just spam random spells to win the fight, but it's not like that. In Tap Target system, you have to be aware of your spells, your cooldowns and buffs, and cast those spells in the right time to win the fight. You'll have to come up with a strategy to win the fight. But in Action Combat, winning or losing the fight is directly tied to your motor skills, like your aiming skills or your dodging skills. So even though Action Combat seems like the better version of combat in MMOs, it has its own flaws, such as people animation cancelling to attack faster without waiting for the animation to end. And as it's a dynamic system, having a high ping really affects the system and enjoyment of the game. Before ending the video, I want to talk about one more system too, and it's called Hybrid Combat System. As the name suggests, it's a hybrid between Action Combat and Tap Target. These types of games either have a soft target lock, or they have their melee combat on Action Combat side and use tap targeting system for the spells and caster classes. For a hybrid combat system example, you can check out Guild Wars 2. If you like this video, please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on other videos on this series. And if you have a question about an MMO term or a system, you can comment it and maybe I'll have a video about it in the future. Anyways, thank you for watching.